Recorded.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. If you're here for the very first time, we want to first welcome you to the Akana Nation. We are Akana family. Yes. And this is the Diamond Factory. This was started many, many years ago, a few years ago. When I say many, many, that's multiple, right? Almost 5 years ago. Wow. And I'm excited to be here. My name is Dr. Roz, and I am the VP of Communication. I'm sitting in today for our phenomenal Phyllis Nash, who is our Diamond brand ambassador. Listen, she will be back here on Thursday. We're going to switch places this week. And I'm excited to be here with you to share some powerful information with you. Definitely want to give a recap at the end for those of you that are knowing that today is Tuesday. And there's some special things that take place. So, Dr. Betty, I hope you're on here. We'll get to that and find out what's going to be taking place tonight. I was thinking about this and I thought about, y'all know I'm old school, so, I'm a baby boomer and I go back a ways and I bring back up stuff that maybe you haven't thought about in a long time. And I thought about this morning. There's a game I used to play, there's a game I used to have, and it was called Etch a Sketch. I don't know if anybody remembers the Etch a Sketch. And I used to sit there with those little knobs and turn them, trying to create some ugly stuff. It never made any sense. But I would shake it because I was trying to get rid of whatever it was that I had created so I could recreate something else. And then I would shake it again and get rid of what I was creating so I could recreate something else. And in the midst of doing that, I always noticed that if I raised up the Etch a Sketch in the light and looked at it real closely, I could still always see some way back in the back of that screen some of the imprints of things that I had previously done. And that made me think because I've been listening to a lot of teachings and things about neuroplasticity and all kinds of things. And it made me understand even more that we have imprints that are still in our subconscious mind. One of those teachings that we learn in our wellness training as a wellness coach that Dr. Prince teaches is the power of the subconscious mind. And it made me want to ask the question that do you ever find yourself saying or thinking unproductive talk? Unproductive conversation. Stinking thinking is what I call it. Have you heard the statement? How many of you have heard this statement? There's power in what you say. Who hasn't? Who has not heard that statement? But here's the question that I have to ask. Do we believe it? Do we really believe that there's power in what we say? Because we too often say things about others and especially about ourselves that we need to shake it like an Etch a Sketch. But just like the Etch a Sketch, just like our computers often need reprogramming, defragmenting, cleaning, we need an antivirus, we do too. We need a change. So I want to talk about self-talk because as I've been listening, there are there are 4 steps to change our self-talk. Now let's figure out this out. What is self-talk? Self-talk is the internal dialogue or the monologue that we have with ourselves. It involves the ongoing stream of thoughts and beliefs and interpretations and evaluations that occur in our mind throughout the day. It also influences our emotions, our behaviors, and our perceptions of ourselves and the world. It also promotes self-confidence. It promotes resilience. It promotes optimism. But it also promotes critical, self-doubting, or pessimistic thoughts. that undermine our confidence and our well-being. So let's look at 4 steps very, very quickly. 4 steps to change our self-talk, because I think we need to change it. I think I need to change we all need to change some area of our life as it relates to what we say. So what's the first thing we should do? Number 1, we should monitor. Because if you don't know what you're saying, you don't know what you need to change. Or maybe you sit here and you think you don't have any self-talk that you need to change. But I beg to differ. I'm sure all of us from time to time say some things about ourselves or about our abilities or about our business or about our customers or about our distributors that we have or don't have that we need to change. So we need to monitor. Monitor what you say when you're in a good mood. Monitor what you say when you're in a bad mood. The first minutes of the morning, what comes out of your mouth. At the end of the day, you're tired and you're hungry, what do you say? When you're tired, when you're sick, what do you say? When you're with your friends, what do you say? When you're by yourself, what do you say? What are you saying silently to yourself? Because your thoughts are as powerful as your spoken word. The book says it, yeah. As a man thinketh, you know what I'm talking about, right? So listen to everything you say or think to yourself or somebody else. Because we often say things to one person that we wouldn't say to somebody else. Have you ever changed what you say because you was around a certain person and you knew, oh, I don't say that around them? Why? What you say, you ought to be able to say anywhere to anybody. Certain things we can't say because we know they would put us in check. Is it working for you, or is it working against you? What you say, what we say out of our mouth. It doesn't matter. And don't get on the vamp that, well, it was my upbringing, it was who raised me, it was what my mama, because I didn't have a daddy. Listen, that's got nothing to do with it right now. It's not about where you got it from. It doesn't matter where the thoughts came from, but you do need to know what you're saying that is, watch this, unconsciously managing your life. That's the power of the subconscious mind. See, we've got to replace any self-talk that is down, that is negative, that is doubtful, that is less than positively in control of our lives. Pay attention, monitor. Pay attention. Today, pay attention. Pay attention to the self-talk of others around you. Pay attention. Listen to the self-talk of other people around you, because that will let you know who you should be hanging around. Those with positive self-talk, they're usually happy, productive, and got it going on. That's who you want to be around. All right, number two is habit. Yeah, it's a habit. Yeah, we just do it naturally. When we have some negative self-talk, it just comes out of our mouth. We ain't even thought about it. It just comes out because it is a habit. And what we think and what we say is recorded in our brain. There's a recording going on that's been taking place for the last 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, recorded, embedded, engraved, branded. And when you say something that is not positive or productive, here's what we got to do. Stop in the name of love. Stop as soon as you say it and replace it. Because even though it's been ingrained and branded, we can change it. We can rewrite the script. If you don't want it, if you don't want your brain to record it, then think something else. I want you to get that. Think something else. Something positive that works for you and not against you. Think something else. As soon as it comes out of your mouth, as soon as you think it, think something else. So if you think, I can't possibly do this, change it. I can do this, and I know I can. You do that. You switch it. Think something else. If you say, this is difficult. Switch it and say, I can make this work. If you think they never listen to me, switch it. Say it out of your mouth. They love to hear what I have to say. I mean, if you wake up and the weather's bad and you say, I hate this weather because it's raining or it's snowing, switch it. Say, somebody needs the rain, somebody needs the snow, and it's a beautiful day for me in every way. You switch it. Rebrand it. Re-record what you want to influence your day, to influence your life. If you look at your clothing, you go in your closet, you say, oh, I'll never be able to fit into these clothes. Switch that. Say, every day, I'm reaching my goal of being the weight I choose to be. If you're saying I'm in a rut and can't get out, switch it. I'm in charge of what I think, do next, what I do next, and what I achieve next. I'm in charge. People say all the time, I hate taking pictures. I got you now, didn't I? Switch it. I love taking pictures. Because guess what? It's you. When you change your negative self-talk, see, people say, well, I can't lie to myself. Guess what? You were lying to yourself when you said that negative thing. That was not a truth. That was the lie. So when you change the lie into the truth of who God made you and who you are, now you're telling the truth. Your negative self-talk was not true the first time you used it. The first time you started imprinting those false programs into your computer. Because people tell me this all the time, well, that's just not me. That's just not the way I am. Well, guess what? Your brain needs some new messages. And the new messages your brain will record, and then you will act on those new messages. It's rewiring our brain. What your brain records repeatedly over and over and over again, that's what your brain will do. So eventually, that'll be you, and you'll be a whole new creature. All right, number 3, I got to finish this. Become your own counselor. Number 3, become your own counselor. We've talked ourselves into many of the programs that we have. We did it. Nobody's fault but ours. You're grown. Guess what? Hello. We've talked ourselves into stuff. So to change them, talk yourself out of it. David said it. He said, I encourage myself in the Lord. Psalms 42:5. He encouraged himself. There's 42:5 says, why are you cast down, O my soul, and why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation. That was David talking to himself. I love the Message Bible translation. Let me give you a little Bible today. The Message says, why are you down in the dumps, dear soul? Why are you crying the blues? Fix my eyes on God, soon I'll be praising again. That's him talking to himself, counseling himself. Be your own counselor. 1 Samuel 30:6, David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. But David encouraged himself in the Lord. Matthew 9:21 says, for she said to herself, if I only touch his garment, I will be made well. Are you familiar with that? The woman that had the issue of blood, she didn't get that until she talked to herself. She was her own counselor. Talk to yourself. And it requires practice because you're fixing to switch roles. How many of you have ever counseled somebody or gave some encouragement to somebody or told somebody, here's what you shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't think like that. Okay, can you get out of yourself and tell yourself what you tell somebody else? Because sometimes it's easier to tell other folk what they should do and what they should say and how they should act and how they should feel than we do ourselves. Number 4, last one. Number 4, listen to positive self-talk. Listen, I am so sure. I'm on a ramp right now where I'm starting to try different plant-based dishes and foods and moving in the direction of vegan eating from time to time and plant-based eating. And I'm loving it. But how did I get here? I am sure that after doing 5 detoxes, hadn't gotten there before. Why am I there now? Because I'm listening to more teachings. I'm feeding myself more trainings and teachings from doctors and YouTube videos, and it's rewiring my brain. So you got to listen to positive self-talk. How many ever heard of Rosetta Stone? Yeah, Rosetta Stone in the 90s, she released this language learning software. And ever since then, people are learning different languages through her software and others now. And, here's the thing. If you can listen to someone teach you a language, because of their interactive exercises and their repetition and their feedback and the software, because it helps you reinforce neural connections related to vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, syntax, and before you know it, your brain is rewired to process another language that you did not know. Now, if that's possible through software to learn to speak Spanish or French or German, can we re-record the things that we're saying about ourselves and our business and our life? So we've got to imprint some new, positive, visual images in our brain about everything that we do. The more you hear it, the more you hear it, it creates new neural pathways to your brain. Because guess what? Your brain is listening whether you are or not. Even if you put it on in the background, wake up in the morning, put on a video, put on a Audible, put on something, let it play while you're working out, let it play while you're doing whatever, while you're cooking. Guess what? You're picking it up. That's how we learned language when we were kids. Nobody said, say this. No, you said mama, and because somebody else had said mama in the background. So play those videos, play the audios in the background. That's how we learn to talk. While you're driving, while you're eating, while you're working out, passively in the background. And then eventually you'll put some focus to it. Do it first thing in the morning. It influences your whole day. How many of you ever had an argument first thing in the morning? Didn't that influence your whole day? So then you'll focus on it later and watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen with your business. Watch what's going to happen in your life, with your marriage, with your children, in whatever area that you need positivity to change things. Self-talk. All right. Dr. Betty, are you here? Let me see. Do I see her?
Good morning.
Yes,
I am here. Good morning.
Go right ahead. Tell us what's going on.
Awesome. You know what? We are so in rhythm. I'm blown away. So tonight's topic is about detox. Detoxification in more ways than one. Not just our physical body, but also our mental attitude. So thank you very much for getting things started for me this morning, Dr. Roz, and I look forward to everybody joining tonight, bringing negative mindsets with you, because we want to delete them and reboot. So see you tonight, 7 p.m. sharp.
All right. That's wonderful. All right. So have a great day, everybody. Have a great kind of day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.